So you look at what I'm wearing here. I'm wearing a life jacket. I've got a regulator here. I've got an oxygen tank here. That's going to give me 2 minutes of air if I get trapped under the water, if the boat capsizes and I can't get out. Got a knife that sits on the edge of my life jacket. Got another knife here to cut the tramp if I get stuck under that.
They're actually pretty dangerous. They're very fast, and as much as they look like they're 100% in control, it's not always that way. The G-forces are right up there with the turns and coming around the marks, so it's exciting stuff, but the danger's always there.
This boat probably demands the most skill out of any sailing boat I've ever sailed. There's just no real way to compare it to any other boat. I've been to 3 Olympics now. I placed 5th in Beijing in the 49er class, and then won a gold in London and a silver in Rio. I've moved into more professional sailing, involved in the America's Cup in San Francisco, and then again in Bermuda in 2017, and I'm now here involved in SailGP.
In the mornings we're up pretty early. It's a little of a stroll down the main street of town from the hotel down to the Circular Quay ferry where most of the teams are all arriving about the same time. And then it's the ferry ride, which is perfect. Cup of coffee in the morning on the ferry and heading up the harbour here to Cockatoo Island. So it's a great way to get to work. It beats sitting in traffic in a car, that is for sure. And I've seen them sneak off down there into the train station to get the, it's those guys taking the train to take an easy way out. In the mornings we'll come in here with a team, we'll have a team meeting, make sure everyone's ready for the day. We'll roll our boat out as the setup of the wing gets lifted first with a big crane, get the boat in under that.
Get out there for 3-4 hours of sailing. We've been in a process of getting our boat ready for the event, so signing off all the technical issues with the boat. And then at the end of the day, you bring it back. Takes again an hour and a half to lift it out, put it in the shed, wash it, dry it, clean it, service it, and hopefully you're on the 7 p.m. ferry going home. So it's been about 12 hours every day, and I think we've done that for the past 3 weeks. We spend a lot of time debriefing our sessions, looking at the data off the boat, thinking about what we could do better and discussing it, because when you're on the water there really isn't much time to discuss it at all. What we find is that when we come to venues like this, we're often very isolated. We don't have options to go and get good quality food anywhere, and so the fact that we have Radix here supplied in our container, ready in an instant, is perfect.
To have them on hand and be ready to go at any point really is a great thing, and we need the maximum performance out of the boat, plus all the people. The people are really the ones that drive it along anyway, so we need everyone to be working 100% and focused on what they're doing, and then we'll get 100% out of the boat.
You know, my philosophy in life is like, if you're going to do something, you may as well do it properly. There's no point doing it unless you're going to put everything into it. So I think about how to do it better every day, and I surround myself with people who have the same opinion. And whether it's guys who are on the boat trying to make the boat go fast and working together, whether it's our coaching staff, whether it's our boat building team or our management team, we all have the same philosophy, and that is, if you're going to do it, you just got to do it right. And you can never do it perfectly, but you can always do it a little bit better each day. We have 2 grinders at the front who are there powering the boat, trimming the wing. You have a guy in the middle who's the flight controller, so when you go into doing maneuvers, he's got to be there to help fly the boat through that process. The wing trimmer, who's always harnessing the power of the wing, choosing when to pull it on and let it off, and then I'm at the back driving the boat. So to complete any maneuver, all 5 of us have to work in unison. We've got these incredibly fast machines sailing on this tiny little waterway. It's like watching Formula 1 race around Monaco. They're not really designed to be contained in such a small space, but we're going to be here and we're going to do it anyway. And you know, it's incredible to think that the first event of SailGP is going to be here in Sydney, and I really can't wait for it. One thing is enjoying sailing the boat, particularly a boat like this, just going out and sailing it and going fast and seeing what you can do with this incredible craft. But you know, when it comes to competition, that's the real thing that interests me. I think putting yourself up against the best people in the world, pushing yourself to the limits, working with a great team and coming away winning is ultimately why we all do it. It's really satisfying, and you can't win in a sport like this and an event like this without a lot of hard work.
I guess I've always been driven to be in a winning team and also help bring up the younger generation of guys and lead them in the right direction as much as we can. I've been involved with some pretty amazing campaigns over the last 20 years. Had a few wins along the way. I guess it's just one of those things that we all strive to be as good as we possibly can be. Everyone's there for the same reason. We're here to win. If we can, well, that's fantastic. It's the best feeling you can ever have. It doesn't always work out that way. It's a matter of just being strong enough and having a good group around you, team-wise, to bounce back and be ready for the next event. So just keeping the focus there.